Hey everybody, I'm Henry Tan, and today I'm going to be giving a speech on mental health in the United States. I'm going to start off with giving some statistics from the organizations MHA, the Mental Health of America, and NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Health. Approximately 1 in 5 adults in the US, 43.8 million or 18.5% experiences mental illness in a given year. Approximately 1 in 25 adults in the US, 9.8 million, or 4% experiences a serious mental illness in a given year that substantially interferes with or limits one or more major life activities. Approximately 1 in 5 youth aged 13 to 18 experiences a severe mental disorder at some point during their life. For children aged 8 to 15, the estimate is 13%. 18% of adults in the US experience an anxiety disorder such as post-traumatic stress disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, and specific phobias. Among the 20 million adults in the US who experience a substance use disorder, 50%, 10 million adults, had co-occurring mental illnesses. An estimated 26% of homeless adults staying in shelters live with serious mental illness, and an estimated 46% live with severe mental illnesses and or substance use disorders. Approximately 20% state prisoners and 21% of local jail prisoners have a recent history of a mental condition. 70% of youth and juvenile justice systems have at least one mental health condition, and at least 20% live with a serious mental illness. Only 41% of adults in the US with a mental health condition received mental health services in the past year. Among adults with a serious mental illness, 62% received mental health services in the past year. This is a visual representation of the statistics I just read. Also, African Americans and Hispanic Americans each use mental health services at about 1/2 of the rate of Caucasian Americans, and Asian Americans at about 1/3 the rate. Some of the consequences of lack of treatment include mood disorders, including major depression, dysthymic disorder, and bipolar disorder are the third most common cause of hospitalization in the US for both young and adults aged 18 to 44. Individuals living with serious mental illnesses face an increased risk of having chronic medical conditions. Suicide is also the 10th leading cause of death in the US and the second leading cause of death for people aged 10 to 34. According to the Academic Journal of Origins at the Ohio State University, the most troubling thing about this is perhaps the criminalization of mental illness in the United States. At least 1/5 of all prisoners in the United States have a mental illness of some kind, and between 25 to 40% of mentally ill people will be incarcerated at some point in their lives. Most of these people are sent to prison in part because fewer mental health facilities are available. The disappearance of psychiatric hospitals and asylums is part of the long-term trend toward deinstitutionalization, but jails and prisons have taken their place. So, in conclusion, it's clear that the US needs to change its approach on mental health. One suggestion I have is free healthcare, but I think the priority here is just to have an open discussion about change. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.